Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Happy 2018 again. So we're here for our mid-monthly reading for the month of January 2018. Before I get into information about this month's reading, I just wanted to give a couple of quick announcements. First, to my returning subscribers, thank you very much for all of your wonderful comments that you've been leaving me. I really do appreciate your comments, your likes, and also for subscribing to the channel. For new viewers, I hope that you enjoy the reading, and if so, please feel free to share the video, and also please subscribe to the channel. That way you will be notified when I upload new videos, so you won't have to keep coming on and trying to find me. It will just appear as a notification. I did, at the beginning of January, I did the first giveaway, the full moon giveaway. So I had a winner for that one. She will be getting a 1-question reading coming to her. And this month, for those of you who did not participate and would like to, there's a second chance. We'll be having a second full moon at the end of January. So be looking out for the extra video that I put out on that full moon to find out how you can enter into the drawing and win your own free personalized reading. So stay tuned for that. Also, just another note about subscribers. I'm doing a special sort of push to get subscribers. So when I reach, my goal is to reach 5,000. And when and if I do, I will be doing a very special video for that. And I'll be giving away to do a drawing. And the person who wins the drawing will be getting a free reading for the remainder of the year for 2018. So depending on when I reach the 5,000 subscribers, if I reach it, within the next few weeks or month, then that person will receive, a free monthly personalized tarot reading for the rest of 2018 for each of the months of the year. So be looking out for that. So please, I do ask that you share the videos, subscribe if you haven't, help me reach this goal. I would be very grateful if you could. Okay, so to get into our reading, I'll be doing a mid-monthly reading today, focusing mainly on the areas of romance and relationships, and then career and finance. Okay, and it will be an individual reading for each of the signs, but looking at those two specific areas. For the main reading, for the romance and relationships portion, I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid. And for the career and finance portion of the reading, I will use the Good Tarot deck, also by Colette Baron-Reid. And then I'll be pulling a couple of oracle cards to accompany the reading in order to save time. I will be shuffling, meditating, and pulling, already laying out the spread off camera just to really save us a little bit of time so we can get into the reading and try to keep it around the, 30-minute mark. So that's why you won't see the shuffle for this mid-monthly. Okay? All right. Well, again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in 1 second for your individual sign reading. Thanks for now. Hi, Cancer. Hope you're doing well and hope that you are having a good start to the new year. We're here to get into your January mid-monthly reading, focusing on career and finance and love and relationships. As I explained in the introduction, I've been meditating, shuffling, and laying out the spread off camera just really to save some time. That's why you see the cards already out here. Let me move the camera just a little bit. Okay, so we'll get started with the career and finance portion of the reading. And again, this is looking at the energy surrounding you for the last couple of weeks of January as you move into February. The past position, you have Major Arcana number 12, the Hangman. This could be the energy, of the first couple of weeks of January, of the new year, or even going back to the end of December, end of last year. In the present position, present being, whenever you're listening to the reading, you have the Six of Earth. This is the Six of Pentacles. And coming up in the future position, or the outbound energy, as you move into the month of February, you have the Major Arcana number 18, Moon. And the overall energy for the reading, the card that was at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Earth. This would be the Nine of Pentacles. So you have 2 Pentacles cards and 2 major arcanas. Okay. And then once we go through these, I'll show you the 2 oracle cards that I pulled. So, starting with the Hangman. This card, usually it speaks of a period of sacrifice, sort of surrendering, taking time out, surrendering to this period of waiting. Sometimes, there are times in our lives when things happen not on our timetable, but on, the universe's timetable. So sometimes this card kind of signifies a delay. There might have been a delay in something related to career and finance. Maybe this was you wanting to start start in a new job, or waiting to hear back from a job if you've already applied for a different position, or just waiting to get news about something. But there was a delay here. But whatever this delay was, it was really in your best interest. It was sort of waiting for everything to fall into place, waiting for it to be the right time according to the universe and not our time. And it's also about needing to see things from a different perspective. We can see here on the card, besides being loosely tied here, you can see that he's hardly tied at all. He also has wings, so he has really put himself into the situation. He could get out of the situation if he wanted, but he understands the importance of surrendering to this moment, because there was something that he needed possibly see from a different perspective. If he were the other way around, if he were right side up, he wouldn't see things the same way that he is seeing them hanging upside down here. So sometimes this has to do with, letting go of old ways of thinking, seeing things from a new perspective. It can have to do with, growth, like our own growth, but something to do with possibly having a new outlook on life or on something. But this shows up in the past position and brings you to the Six of Earth. Now, the suit of Pentacles is earth energy, so it has to do with the tangible things in life. The things that we can touch and feel here in the material realm. So it's our jobs, it's the work that we do, the money that we're paid for the work that we do. It's our home, has to do with education, material possessions, right? And the Six of Earth is a card that speaks of kind of give and take, right? Giving, receiving. So in the form of material possessions, it can be a give and take of material possessions in the form of loaning out money, or you going for a loan, repaying a loan, or getting repaid for money that you've loaned to somebody else. But there's a give and take, in the form of material possessions. It could be in the form of knowledge, so imparting knowledge, giving knowledge to other people and receiving that as well. Giving of your time, receiving somebody else's gift of time. When we think of giving, yes, we usually think of material things, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It can be sort of giving advice. It can be you giving and receiving of advice, or it can be giving emotional support, receiving emotional support. This can be mentoring somebody, you offering that role, or being that role of the mentor, or vice versa, you receiving some type of guidance from somebody else. So it's all about the give and take. And with this in the present position, in the middle, this could be, right now, either you could be going through this, seeking a loan, or looking to get a loan, or going to the bank, looking to, or maybe you're repaying a loan. Maybe this was something that you took out, last year, or even to help you get through the, sort of the holiday season, and now you're able to repay it. Or this could be somebody coming to you and looking for your help, looking for you to help them either financially or emotionally. But whatever it is, it's important to keep in mind this give and take, because sometimes, we're on the receiving end, and, it's important to be thankful for that when we are on the receiving end, and give thanks for whatever it is that comes in for us. And if we're on the receiving end, it's good to give thanks also that we are able to help those people, that we have enough that we're able to share. Sometimes especially in this deck, it has the meaning of, unexpected things coming in. So unexpected resources or unexpected surprises, usually to do with, something material. So this could be some unexpected gain coming in, right, on the material front, sort of finances, money, something to do with your job. But it's quite unexpected, but it's good, right? It's a pleasant surprise. Could be something sort of falling out of the sky, dropping in your lap, right? Unexpected surprises coming in. And the outbound energy that you have is the moon card. So this could have, since it appears in the outbound position, this is, the energy for the end of January as we move into February. And notice that obviously the moon card has the big full moon on it. And we do have a second full moon coming up at the end of January. So there might be, for some of you, an unexpected surprise coming in. Maybe there was some type of delay, but then there's this unexpected good news about something or unexpected surprise coming in around the time of the second full moon at the end of January, around the 30th, 31st of the month, possibly. But with the moon card, it's important to remember that the moon card usually, or the moon itself, what it does is it casts a shadow on things, on situations, right? And we're asked to oftentimes use our intuition in order to figure out a situation, in order to gain, or to understand or find out or discover or uncover something. It's usually through either our dreams, especially as it's a moon card. It is a card that has to do with the invisible realms, the dream, the dream world, our dreams. Pay attention to messages that might be coming through around the end of the month, around the full moon, having to do with dreams. So messages coming through in your dreams. You might want to keep a dream journal to jot them down when you wake up. Pay attention to signs, synchronicities as well, because the card has to do with psychic abilities, has to do with intuition. When we think of the sun card shines its light. It illuminates the situation. So if there's something that we're trying to figure out, if we're looking for, guidance, or for something to be, or for us to receive some type of enlightenment, the sun does that. The moon doesn't, right? The moon doesn't fully illuminate our path. So yes, it might show, part of the solution or part of the answer, but the other part is in shadow. The other part is kind of hard to see. We are asked to use our instinct, to trust in our inner voice, to trust in, our intuition, to figure things out, right? When the moon card appears. So pay attention to that, right? There might be, you might be called to use your intuition to figure out something, and it could have to do with a new opportunity, this new thing, this new sort of unexpected thing coming in. So it could be that, thinking that, great opportunities might lie in the shadows. So, it might be, there might be a perfect timing for this to be uncovered. But, with the Nine of Earth as the overall energy, and this is very good energy. I mean, this is, again, Earth energy, so it has to do with finances. The Nine of Earth, or the Nine of Pentacles, it has to do with feeling very financially stable, right? As being very, very much in control of your finances, feeling very independent. You have enough, or you've worked very hard, and you're very independent. You have sort of that, the foundation, you've laid that foundation. You're feeling very self-reliant, kind of like you don't need anybody else. Is what I'm getting. Like, I can, I've done it on my own, or I can do things on my own. So it's a very independent type of energy, right? Somebody who's very self-sufficient, very comfortable in their own surroundings. Kind of like you've built the life that you have always wanted for yourself, or always visualized. You're feeling very content, feeling very secure in that. So, and it might have something to do with this, whatever this new thing is coming in here, this new unexpected kind of possibly money coming in. Who knows? And again, it might be something that you have to figure out, or it might come to light, or you might, uncover or discover around the time of the full moon at the end of the month. Now, the two cards that came out as your oracle cards, I'll read you the meanings for these. I like to read from the guidebook for these cards. We have Impasse is the first one, and this is from the Sacred Traveler deck. Let me show you the card. And it says, reflect and redirect your energy. And there's a squirrel, and the squirrel is kind of staring down this path, right? And there's a path in front of him, but the card is called Impasse. And the card says, the Sacred Traveler wants you to know, if you reach an impasse in life, instead of protesting that it's unfair or unwarranted, change your course. Do it quickly and easily. Instead of focusing on what's not working, focus on what can work and what steps are needed to create a different outcome. This is the sign of a sage. The wise one views an obstacle, and if it's impassable, he immediately steps back and goes a different way. Therein dwells the sage's success. Whatever the obstacle in your life, you have learned what you needed to learn. Now back away and choose a different path. Interesting. And the other card from the Life Purpose deck by Doreen Virtue is time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. Another type of decision card. Okay, and this card says, the angels ask you to be very honest with yourself and them about your dreams and desires. What do you want? What do you wish to change? What are you waiting for? Allow yourself to acknowledge your genuine feelings. Have the courage to admit your dreams. This card indicates that if you can dream it, you can do it. The angels are encouraging you to explore your options and take charge of your life. After all, your work comprises a major portion of your daily activities. You, like everyone, deserve to spend your time in meaningful and enjoyable ways. And I think that it ties in with this Nine of Earth card, right? Of feeling that you have the right to feel very, financially secure and stable. And maybe this was you, kind of needing to decide and figuring out what it was and trying to see something from a different perspective as far as your career goes, or which path to go down, or, whether you were trying to go between two different jobs, figure out which one was the right one for you, or possibly leave one, and head to the other. So you were just sort of trying to take this time out and figure things out, right? But then this unexpected thing comes in with the Six of Earth, that it seems like it's definitely, it's a good surprise. And with the Nine of Earth is the overall energy. I would say that, whatever you're deciding to do, and if this is you, deciding to move down or go down a different path, it's going to lead to this financial stability. So this is it's a good reading for the next couple of weeks, but definitely pay attention to the full moon coming up. Okay, pay attention to the full moon on the 30th of January, because there might be something important to do with this unexpected and uncovering something about this unexpected opportunity around the end of January. Okay, so let's shift our focus let me shift my camera as well, to the love and relationships portion of the reading. Okay, so we begin with card number 6, Not For You. That's in the past position. In the present, you have the Fates, card number 17. And the future position, you have card number 25, Round and Round. The overall energy for the next 2 weeks, you have card number 46, Regeneration. Okay. And the two oracle cards that came out, I'll go ahead and show them to you, but I'll get to them after the reading. We have card number 26, New Love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. And from the Romance Angels deck, Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. All right, so beginning with the Not For You card. Again, this is card number 6. So this card has to do with, when something doesn't go right. And here, obviously, we're looking more at relationships. When something doesn't work out, it's important for us to realize, which isn't always easy, which sometimes, going back to the Hangman, it does require seeing things from a different perspective and kind of letting go, right? Surrendering to whatever the situation is, to understand that if something doesn't work out for you, there might be a reason for this. It's because it was divinely guided, right? If it didn't work out, then it wasn't meant for you. There was, sometimes rejection can be the universe stepping in to try to protect you. So, thinking of relationships, some relationships are kind of doomed from the beginning. And even though we might try to make them work, and even if we see there are the red flags there, sort of like, hey, don't trust the person, or, there's something wrong with the relationship. Sometimes we try to, sometimes we want to fool ourselves into thinking that, no, it's okay, that's nothing, or, no, things, it's kind of difficult in the beginning, but it's going to get better, that type of thing. When the relationship is not divinely meant to be, you can't make it be, you can't make the thing happen or work. So that when there is some type of rejection, it's because it's really, the universe or spirit, it's the divine stepping in and trying to protect you, trying to guard you, trying to save you from this relationship that is not meant for you. Since this appears in the past, this could have been you, getting out of a relationship, or a particular relationship not working out for you, and maybe, at the time, and like I said, it can go back to, it could go back to the first couple of weeks of this month into last year, or this could just be something, even farther back for you, that it didn't work out with this person, but it was because, it wasn't meant to work out. And even though you might have, obviously, when relationships don't work out, I mean, we're only human. Sometimes we can get upset about that and think, well, why, but there was a reason for it. So, for whatever reason, this relationship didn't work out. It was because you were being pushed towards, you're being guided towards something better. And you have in the present fate, and this is, like the name suggests, it's a very divinely orchestrated or divinely guided card, because it speaks of karma, it speaks of fate, it speaks of accepting that there are things that you cannot change, understanding that, knowing that those certain things you can't change. And when it comes to people, you can't change people. So if if that was part of this failure back here with the relationship, yes, it is a challenge. It's a challenge to try to accept people for who they truly are, and instead of trying to make them into that version of what we want them to be. You can't, that's the whole thing with this card. It's like there's a very karmic kind of energy surrounding this card, and really sort of accepting that change, you can only change yourself, so work on yourself. So, if there are things that you need to do as you left this relationship, if there are some things that you have learned and have seen that you need to work on within yourself, fine. But, understand that when you do move on, and when you're ready to get into a new relationship, you need to accept that person for who they truly are, and not who you want them to be, and just like they need to accept you for who you are. It's all about loving unconditionally, and accepting the other person but also, accepting, this is, I keep going back to karma and fate. It is a the sort of, it's a fate. So it could be like a fated meeting here, right? After you got out of this relationship, there could be that. And there is this, you do have the regeneration and the new love. So there could be some type of fated, um, fated relationship coming in. You might be meeting somebody. That this card appears in the present. So this might be, over the next couple of weeks, you might be meeting this person, or this might be you sort of opening up to this idea of entering into this new relationship. And what you have coming up in the future position, round and round card, card number 25, this also speaks of, I feel like it goes with the previous card, the Fates card, because it does speak of cycles, and karma can be very much tied to cycles, and how sometimes in relationships we get into those, or we find ourselves getting into these sort of repetitive cycles of relationships. Maybe we tend to draw in the same type of relationship, or we end up sort of getting into these relationships and committing like the same sort of mistakes, or dealing with the relationship in the same way that we've seen it doesn't work, or you know what I mean? It's that type of cycle that needs to kind of be broken, and you need to see things from a different perspective sometimes in order to break it. So, I feel that I'm just looking at them, I almost feel like this card should go before this card, but this is the way that the three cards came out, because it's kind of like, you got out of this situation, and you feel like it's, well, why does this always happen? And how did I get here again? And how did I get into the same type of relationship, and it's kind of like this repeating story, you're always attracted to the same type of person. You always end up getting into that same type of relationship, and maybe those types of relationships, aren't for you. And so there is some type of fated, karmic kind of energy that really you need to work on something maybe within yourself. Why do you keep calling in these types of relationships, or why do you, keep going round and around and back to sort of where you started? Does something need to be changed? If so, then change yourself, because, you can't change the other people, and kind of back to the same message there. And you do have the overall energy for the next 2 weeks, regeneration. This is card number 46, and this card speaks of new things. It's kind of like the death card, or the judgment card in the tarot, right? And actually, this is card 46. So 4 plus 6 is 10. Goes down to 1. So it's a new beginning. It's all about new things, and so it's a second chance or a new opportunity. And so you coming out of this, whatever didn't work for you, it's just like it's showing that there is this new chance coming up, this second chance, this new opportunity, possibly for a new relationship. And maybe this comes, this regeneration. It could come through in the form of, getting into a relationship after some type of loss, getting into a new relationship. Kind of like when, after you go through whatever this sort of soul searching is here, there is new light. So there is new love coming in. And the two cards that came out on this regeneration card, or one of them, well, both of them, I guess, speak of new things, new love. So the Whispers of Love card is actually new love, and it says, embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. Everything has a season. Get ready, as someone special is now in your life. If you're in a relationship, there is a burst of new energy coming into this partnership. This could also mean new energy in a place of employment, or a great opportunity that is coming your way. So new things kind of, and you see that on this card, there's the person, or she's sort of reaching out and trying to catch the star. And then with this Fates card, We also have the woman reaching out, and there are stars coming down, and then we have all these stars around this rebirth. So it does show that there's definitely new things coming in here, and sort of out of nowhere, but being, divinely guided, divinely orchestrated event. Now, the chemistry card says, you've received this card because you feel a strong dynamic pull towards another person. In other words, you share chemistry with him or her. This creates intense, pleasurable sensations that draw you to each other. If this person is someone other than your partner in a committed relationship, then the chemistry is probably a source of both stress and escape. You'll need to weigh your options and the consequences carefully before or instead of leaving your current partner or embarking upon an affair. If, however, you are single and feel this pull towards another unattached person, then this card brings you a go-ahead green light of good news. Most likely, the chemistry is mutual and merits exploration. In some cases, this card may mean that a lack of chemistry is a cause for relationship issues and personal discontent. If there was chemistry initially, it may be restored by devoting effort to the relationship. Passion, sparks, and romance can be revived through playfulness, thoughtfulness, time together, and caring gestures. Call upon the romance angels to guide you as you make important decisions about channeling this chemistry. So, it kind of goes back to the something not working out here, and then you working on yourself, and then, there is a new possibility, or at least there's this spark, this new sort of spark, or the tree is kind of budding, and, there's something new going on here. And if I do feel that this is more, it's really speaking to people who have, possibly gotten out of a relationship or had a relationship end recently. This is kind of saying, okay, focus on yourself, change certain things, that you need to if you feel necessary, if you have been calling in sort of the wrong type of people for you. And then, there are new opportunities here that are really, it's just kind of up to you to be open and sort of stretch your hand out and be open to these new things coming in. I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way, Cancer. I thank you once again for joining me here. Be on the lookout for February's general readings. I'll be posting those at the end of this month. And know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of January. Bye for now.